This event really is in memory of a very good friend of mine. Obviously everybody knows the passing of David Ben Saul Ben Lipa Hakohe. So I think he would have really appreciated this. So it gives me tremendous pleasure to be one of the sponsors and to introduce a rabbi that he was extremely close to and that I'm very close to, Rabbi Eliyahu Ken, who's going to say a few words. If I can.
As Harry pointed out, David was a very close friend of mine for many, many years. He was a regular attendee of my shiurim on Wednesday night, and whenever he could not make it, he would ask for a CD, or for a cassette, which he would review on his time, his own time. We go back many years, and I'm sure if he was around today, he would be attending this shiur, because I was asked to speak about the afterlife. And that was one of the topics that actually very much interested him. Anything that had a mystic nature to it was very much something that he wanted to hear. Rabbis tell us that there are various things that constantly need chizukim. Chizukim meaning strengthening, stimulation, Torah, Maasim Tovim. People get used to doing certain things and they lose the excitement for them. So there are certain things that require continuous stimulation and strengthening. One of them is learning Torah. I find that another area that needs continuous strengthening and encouragement is the area of emunah. Emunah means faith. And there are times in our life when that faith may be shaken. And one of those times is during a tragedy, when we lose somebody who was very, very dear to us, especially if it was so sudden. And we're trying to figure out why. And we don't have the answers to many questions. As the Torah tells us, Anistarot Lashem Elokeinu, there are many things that are beyond us, that are hidden. The human mind cannot fathom, cannot comprehend everything that there is in this world, in this creation. And one of those areas is life and death. What happens to the neshama after it departs from this world? Is it really gone? The Rambam compiled 13 principles of our faith. These principles are very important, very fundamental, because they lay out basically what the Jew is supposed to believe in at all times, even during difficult times. You should never lose focus about the principles of our faith. And one of them, actually the last one of the 13, is that there will be a time when Hashem chooses to, that the dead will rise. Now that is something incredible. That's something that we're not used to seeing every day. You can convince an individual perhaps that God exists, that God created the world, because everything is so beautiful designed, everything is in harmony, it just makes sense. It's common sense, it's logical. You can look around, you can reflect, you can contemplate the creation, and a normal person using common sense will reach that conclusion. But Techiyat HaMetim is not something that we see every day. For somebody who was long gone to come back, it requires faith, emunah. In this faith, in this principle of Techiyat HaMetim, that the dead will rise, includes an additional point, and that is that Judaism always emphasized that there's something called Hasharat HaNefesh, the immortality of the soul. In other words, even though we see that the person is no longer alive, we bury him under the ground, the body decomposes, the soul continues to exist in a different realm. That's called Hasharat HaNefesh. Judaism believes that the soul continues to exist in a different realm. Even though there is no clear pasuk in the Torah about that, there is quite a few remazim in the Nach, in the Nevim Uktuvim, and the famous one is the one that Shlomo HaMelech, Solomon tells us in Kohelet, Ve'aruach tashuv el Elokim, that the spirit returns to God. which is indicative of the fact that the spirit continues to be just in a different realm from where it has come down. What do we call that place where the spirit is? There's a machloket, a discussion about this between the Rambam and the Ramban.